Okay, we're on the Lake Oconee bathroom job. As you can see, this bathroom is relatively simple. It's got the 3 walls and has a standard grade bone colored 4x4 tile with non-sanded grout. And they didn't do any caulking at all whatsoever on this bathroom at all. There's not one, well, there's a little bit on the back here, but most of this is just original from when the house is built. And guess what? It's solid. And guess what else? It's on sheetrock. This is actually what they like to call sandwich sheetrock. In other words, you have this layer here, and you have a second layer of sheetrock. They may have used green board, but chances are it's just sheetrock. And chances are there's no vapor barrier or anything there, so you know, it stood the test of time. This is one of the reasons that I don't like, and I don't care for the Curdy Schluter stuff, because if you can have a shower like this last as many years as this one has without any type of failure, then really I don't see any point in spending extra time and money putting all that stuff in. Anyway, getting back to this, this customer wants a shower built, which precludes the tub from being here. So all 3 walls will go, the tub will go, and we're going to extend the shower out about another 8 or 9 inches, possibly even a foot. So this toilet has a lot of room between the counter and the toilet edge, so we're going to try and get this toilet moved over as close as we can over here, probably about this distance here, which is looks like about 8 inches, which will give us even more room over here. We should be able to get about another foot of distance. When the curb goes in, the curb will probably go somewhere about here, and then that gives us a whole foot in addition to this 3-foot width that we have currently. So it'll be a nice walk-in shower. The curb will go from left to right, and the customer has opted for the frameless door, which will end up being here eventually with the panel. I don't do the glass stuff, but he's got somebody that's going to be coming out and putting the panel here and putting the door over here. The tile is going to go all the way up to the ceiling. We're going to put a halogen light up above so we can get some more light over here, and I think they're going to change this fixture also with something different. Anyway, this tile is going to be I believe a 2x2 that's going to go on the shower floor. It's going to be a 4x4 that goes on the wall, 6x6 that's going to go up on the wall to about eye level where that trim is currently. We're going to use glass trim that's going to go in there instead, and then above that glass trim the customer wants to do the same 6x6 on a diagonal going up to the ceiling. So that's how eventually it's going to look. I wanted to put a niche on this wall only because I have so much more room to put a larger niche on, but they declined on that because they didn't want to walk into the bathroom and see shampoo bottles and soap and stuff like that, which I don't get, but it is what it is. So we're going to put the niche on this wall, and it's going to be shortened probably from about here to over here. So eventually that's what it'll look like. This is day 1, and we are going to do the tear out today, and with any luck we might even get the shower pan poured, but doesn't look likely, but we'll definitely get the tear out done and get over to Home Depot and get some building supplies going on. So there you go. We're on the tear out phase where the bathtub used to be over here. The bathtub's gone. A little bit of surprise on that. That was actually a cast iron tub. It took 4 grown men to move that tub out of here. What we did is we cut out that last half-cut tile, and then come to find out they kind of built up the floor the old-fashioned method. They used about 3/4 to an inch or so concrete under there with the lathing. So it's kind of the old-fashioned way, which unexpected considering the age of this house. So what we're going to end up doing is only getting this extra distance, this 8 inches or so of extra for the shower, rather than going up to the edge of the toilet and then moving the toilet over, which I planned on originally. So the shower will be a little bit smaller, but it'll still be bigger than what the tub was. We've got some wood rot here. This is an odd thing too. They used pressed wood. It was not even 3/4 ply. It's actually ½ inch. You can see on the good portion it's ½ inch ply, but it's pressed wood ply. So there was some damage that was unbeknownst to the owner that was going on. So we're going to have to go ahead, this last half of the floor here, take all that out and put in plywood, fix that back up. Went ahead and took out the old fixture and capped those off because the owner didn't have the new fixture yet. So I got to go down in the crawl space and put both of those lines inside the wall over here, drill the holes and rework this plumbing a little bit, and then bring that 1.5 inch line that was from the tub and convert that over to 2 inch, bring that over to the center about here, and that's where the shower will be. I'll probably move the head up a little bit too, because it's right about the 6 foot level, get a little bit higher. They're putting in a rainforest shower head, so the higher the better. And so we're going to also put a niche. The niche is going to go on this back wall, but I'm going to do a little bit shorter than what I normally like to. I'll usually like to go from almost wall to wall before the framing goes around it. In this case, we have some electrical issue with the room in back of here, so the niche is going to have to kind of stop at this point, about maybe 5 or 6 inches from the edge of the wall, but that's okay. It'll still be a pretty good sized niche. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the plumbing issues, take care of that today, and build in the shower pan and pour that, get that dry for tomorrow, so I can go ahead and tile that bottom part, and that's where we're at. Okay, since I took the last video, as you can see, I've poured the pan and done the walls and built the niche in. Of course, this is all red guard that you see on the surface. That's a water protection membrane that you actually paint on. So basically, we're on the last leg of the prep. The pan has actually dried for 2 days now, so it's hard enough that I can tile on it. And the curb was built, and what I do is, after I build the curb, I always put the thin set, which is an unmodified thin set, on the outside of the curb. I kind of paint it on pretty thin, but that gives an extra layer of protection on the curb, in addition to the red guard, which once this dries, this will be all painted with red guard as well. And anyway, so what we're going to do today, eventually when this dries, is we're going to put the tile on the floor, which are 3x3. We're going to set that. We're going to build the curb up, so the tile is going to wrap around the curb, and we're going to put the framing. As I mentioned before, I always frame out with bull nose on the edge around it first, and then all the tile gets wrapped around it later. So we're actually going to put tile on the inset part of this niche, on the inside 4 walls, and then in addition we'll wrap it around with the framing, and once that dries, we'll be ready to tile up and around it. So there you go, and get busy on the tiling. Okay, we're on day 3. As you can tell, the tile was set last night, and day 4, I'm sorry. The tile was set last night on the floor. The curb was set. It was grouted, and we'll be tiling the walls today. The niche got built in as well. What I normally do, there's going to be this glass strip running along the side here, so I usually take that glass strip or the floor tile and I do a back cut on a large tile and I inset it like this, and then it's framed out with the bull nose as well. That's just my little thing that I do almost every niche that I do. So now that that's done and the curb is done and the floor is done, we can run the tile up the wall. So that'll be most of the day. And then tomorrow we'll be grouting and finishing touches, and then on to the next job. Okay, we're on our last and final day with this bathroom, or this shower renovation, and as you can tell, all the tile got laid and all the tile got grouted last night it got all tiled, and then today it got grouted. So finishing touches, the fixture was put on, and everything's taken care of. And you see how I was talking about earlier that glass would fit the trim. Trim goes all the way around. I think it's 5 inches, or maybe just a little higher than 5 inches. And I actually was going to move this cabinet, but then I kind of worked around it. So you can see the bowl nose goes outside of the cabinet, and of course the bowl nose on the other side too. And this is finished. So last thing to do is a little clean up, and then I'm out of here.